again. So I'm gonna start recording now, and here is Jaime. So let's see. Okay, people, so yeah, this is our new Google Classroom space. So far, not everybody has registered to Google Classroom, and I am a little bit worried about it because we are missing like 5 people. Let me see. Toot, 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 toot. Okay, yeah, we're missing 5 people. I hope they show up eventually. But in the meantime, thank you very much, guys, for already joining. If you haven't joined the Google Classroom class, please do it as soon as possible. I sent the information on WhatsApp, and this is the Google Classroom code over here. Sorry, Coco, could you close your microphone? Thank you very much, Coco. All right. Okay, so, and this is the Google Class code, okay? If you want to copy it, go ahead. If you don't want to copy it, just check the WhatsApp group, okay? The information is there. All right, now, on Friday, I posted this little welcome message, okay? Like, hello, people, welcome to a new semester, yada, yada, blah, 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 okay? This is the permanent link we will use for Zoom. So now that link is always gonna be here on Classroom on the stream, all right? There's the passcode. You already used it because you're already here, but I am mentioning this because sometimes you lose it and you are asking for the link in WhatsApp. Well, you don't have to do that anymore because it's permanently gonna be found here. Now, something else I posted yesterday is this little thing, okay, this little PDF with information well about the course and something that we have to address today. Give me a second, give me a second. Sorry, those are my chihuahuas. They are angry this morning, I'm sorry. Give me a sec. All right, give me a sec. Okay, I apologize, she's angry at something. Anyways, so on this poster that I placed on Google Classroom, we can see that this is the information for the March-July semester, okay, of English. Simotoas, this is your last semester of English. Aren't you happy? After this semester, you will be free. I am sure you are excited about it, okay? For, you know, Kimi, Edu, Vicky's generation, well, you still have one more year to go. But for Simotoas, this is it. This is the last semester. So let's start reading the information I placed here, okay? So let me make it bigger so that you can see. All right. So in this case, what happened? Okay, yes. This semester in particular, the focus will be on communication, okay? Why on communication? Because, well, this is the last opportunity we have. This is the last chance to improve and to work on things that are communication related, okay? By now, you know a bunch of English grammar and expressions. Believe it or not, all of the people who are here today already know a lot of grammar, okay? A lot of grammar, a lot of vocabulary. The problem, okay, is that we still have trouble integrating those things into communication. So like, you know the grammar. That means that if I give you an exercise and in the instructions, I tell you specifically what grammar you have to use, you have no problem using it. I send you an example of some new grammar and you can use it perfectly in a mechanic exercise. The problem comes when I ask you to communicate using that grammar, okay? So that's part of what we're gonna try to fix this semester because it's the last one, all right? Now, but of course, before we start focusing or we can start focusing on communication, it is super important that we review, that we try to remember what you already know, okay? What we already checked over the past, 2.5 years that we have been together. So that's it. Now let's see. What you know. In theory, this is what you know. You know about different parts of speech. And here I have it in color green because parts of speech is a term, a terminology that I have never used with you. Something new that you're gonna notice this semester is that I am gonna be a little bit more technical with you. I'm gonna be a little bit more technical in like language aspects because I consider it is gonna benefit your English and your Spanish, okay? So I'm gonna do it to try to help you improve those two languages, especially for Simotoas who are going to be working on their thesis and informes and everything starting this semester, okay? So it's super important to work on grammar, not just in English, but also in Spanish. So technicisms. Okay, so in this case, you know about different parts of speech. And what are parts of speech? You might ask, well, parts of speech are nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, etc. Those are the parts of speech. So we could understand parts of speech as different, I'm typing the chat, okay, as different types of words. So in theory, you babies know about all of these things, all right? So you already have information about these things. So let's see. Give me 1 second, sorry. Mhm, mhm. All right, so you have information about all of these things. So in this case, we are just gonna review them, but it's not new. I mean, none of these things are new for you. You have already checked them. It's just that perhaps you haven't really analyzed what they are called, okay? Now, you also know that by integrating these parts of a speech, by making combinations and by conjugating verbs, you can form different tenses. And here, tenses is another important word because we have already worked with it, okay? And we're gonna review it today. Now, point number 2, what you can do with these things, okay? In theory, since you already know the things in number 1, you can already do the things in number 2, okay? So in number 2, for example, sorry, give me a second. I believe someone is trying to access the session, someone who's not in this class. Just give me 1 second. And sorry about the chihuahua. See. No, she hates me. Okay, number 2, what you can do. So what you can do with all of these things, all of these elements, is talk about real experiences. You can talk about routines. You can talk about plans for the future, right? But you can also tell anecdotes using a mix of past tenses. Now, if you remember your traumatic oral exam for last semester, that's something that I evaluated for everybody in the oral exam, okay? That you were able to tell me an anecdote or a story using different combinations of past, all right? So in this case, something else is that more importantly, now at this level, you guys can talk about real things, but you can also discuss hypothetical situations and hypothetical scenarios, okay? So it's not just real things, it's also hypothetical things, okay? Theoretical things, suppositions and stuff. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna kill the chihuahuas and I'll be back. Okay, I'm sorry for the interruption. Okay, ready. I already killed them. They disappeared. Okay, so let's see. As I was saying, point number 2 is what you can do with those things. All right. So let's go to point number 3. What you need to review, what you need to practice. And here I'm talking about what we're going to practice as a group, but also what you should be practicing individually. All right. So I'd say that you have to review a little bit of everything in point number 1 and point number 2. So you have to review, and we are going to review today parts of speech, conjugations, tenses. We are going to talk about the difference between real things, imaginary things, etc. All right? But you should also consider that for independent study, for individual work. Now, number 4, what you need to improve, okay? And here, remember, improve means to be better at something, okay? Let's say that you are in this level and you want to improve because you're going to be at a higher level, all right? So what you need to improve basically, in this case, something I'd say most of you have in common is a lack of confidence when speaking. And here I'm not saying everybody, I'm saying most of you, the majority of you have a lack of confidence when you are speaking, like you are not confident at all, okay? You sound kind of insecure because you doubt, oh my God, am I making a mistake? Is this correct? Is it not? Does this word exist? So that's something that has to change this semester, okay? I need you to click the switch or flip the switch, whatever you're gonna do. But I need a change of mentality in this case. Be more confident, okay? So in general, don't worry about making mistakes. Just say as much as you can. Focus on giving as much information as possible. If you are making a mistake, don't worry. I mean, the only person who can judge your mistakes is me. Don't worry about the rest of the classmates. Don't worry about anything. I mean, just focus on saying as much as you can, and we will try to correct the mistakes little by little, all right? So now, some rules for this semester. We have to talk about, unfortunately, like the difficult part of every semester, the rules for the semester. Just like last semester, remember, late activities are only worth 50%. Okay, so let's say I give you homework for next Monday, all right, or next Sunday. If you do your activity on time, you have all the points of the activity. Oh, that's something else I have to explain for the new people who are joining us. Usually, I don't penalize homework. Let's imagine I give you an activity for homework. The activity has 20 questions, all right? And out of the 20 questions, you only get 10 questions correct. Don't worry, you did the homework, you receive all the points for homework. All right, I don't penalize it, but I do give you feedback. I do indicate if you had errors and how to correct them. Okay, so it is your responsibility, babies, to check my feedback. The points, you're gonna receive the points, but the feedback, that's something that's individual, and that's something that each of you has to check and revise. All right. So what I am very strict with is the date, the submission deadlines, all right? So again, I repeat the example. Imagine I give you homework for next Sunday. If you do your activity on time, even if the activity has errors or mistakes, I am gonna give you all the points for the activities, okay? Because they are homework, I don't penalize homework. But if you submit your activity late because you forgot, because you had a problem, but you never let me know that you had a problem, I'm gonna penalize you, okay? You're only gonna get 50% of the points. Now, of course, if you have an emergency or some sort of special situation, please contact me directly. Send me a WhatsApp, send me an email, a message on Classroom, however you prefer, but please contact me. Because so far, I'm still not a mind reader. I can't read minds, okay? So I need to know if you have a problem. For people who have been working with me for a long time, they already know that I am flexible. I consider I am flexible. If you contact me, you tell me about your situation, we can work on a solution together. But you have to tell me, all right? Now, as usual, in each unit, homework and assignments, so homework, activities we do together in class and that you have to upload to Classroom, or activities in Teams, etc., all kinds of assignments, they are worth 60% of the unit. And then quizzes and projects for each unit are worth the other 40% of the unit, all right? So quizzes and projects, there is where I actually consider how many mistakes or not you are having, all right? So I'm gonna repeat this again for the new people. In homework and assignments, you do it on time, you receive all the points. If it is complete, you receive all the points. If it is incorrect, don't worry, you are still gonna receive the points. But if you have mistakes, if it's something is incomplete on a project, or of course on a quiz, which is a mini exam, then I am only gonna give you the proportional part of the 40%, okay? So that 60 and that 40% together make up your grade for the unit. So perhaps in one unit you're gonna get a 10, perhaps in the next unit you get a 7. It's a matter of finding balance, all right? Now, I want to make a parenthesis here, and I want to ask you guys if you have any questions about this, because it's the same story every semester, and every semester you seem to have questions. Any questions about the percentages for the units? Speak now.
No, teacher.
It's clear. Okay, perfect. If you have a
Yes.
problem later, please let me know in the chat or something, all right? Now, at the end of the semester, just like last semester, I will only consider your 3 highest grades, okay? For example, last semester we evaluated 4 units, but I only considered the 3 highest. Some people were very lucky because some people had like, I don't know, I'm gonna invent. Some people had like 10, 10, 7, 10. So I only consider the highest, 10, 10, 10. I ignore the 7. So that, of course, is for your benefit. Or for example, let's imagine you have 8, 8, 7, 10. So I only consider 8, 8, 10. I don't consider the 7 again. Usually what I do is that the lowest grade is completely ignored, all right? And of course, at the end of this semester, by the way, the semester ends in July. So be mentally prepared for that. Remember, the calendar was adapted because of the pandemic last year. So we're gonna finish in July with final exams. There will be both an oral and a written final exam, just like last semester. Okay? So again, any questions, problems, traumas? This is the moment. No?
No, teacher.
Okay, thank you very much for saying no. All right, anyway, thank you. Extra choco points for Kimi. All right. Oh, by the way, now that I remember, from last semester, I had a list of choco points, and I promised that the person with the most choco points was going to receive an Amazon Prime gift card. No he sacado la cuenta de los puntos. I haven't work on the mathematics for how many choco points each person has, but I promise I'm still gonna do that. Okay, so the person who won is still gonna have the prize. So thank you, Kimi. You already have the first choco point of the semester, and I'm gonna add you to my magical list. Okay, Kimi, thank you for not ignoring me. All right, so now let's see. All right, baby. So let's keep going. We're almost done with important information and ready to start the review. All right. So let's see. One group, all of you together, the 20 of you, you are one group, but you are two subgroups. All right. So I'm going to divide you into. How did I divide you? Well, the division is also based on the results of the exams. In general, you belong to the same group. So the whole group will meet on Mondays. We are only going to be together, the 20 of us, on Mondays. Then one subgroup is going to meet on Tuesdays, and the other one is going to meet on Wednesdays. Okay? So that means that, for example, if you are in group A, you're going to have classes Monday and Tuesday or Monday and Wednesday. And if you're in group B, vice versa, okay? Monday and Tuesday or Monday and Wednesday. You're going to have 2 classes a week in theory, all right? And I say in theory because sometimes, depending on the unit, depending on the topic, depending on the lesson, it's only necessary to meet on Mondays, and that's it. Okay, so remember, we're gonna keep in contact, in constant contact. Okay, we're gonna keep in touch all of the time via WhatsApp, and I let you know which weeks we're meeting 2 times and which weeks we're meeting only 1 time. Okay. Now, just let me read the information I added here on the poster because I don't know why I added it if I'm not gonna read it, right? So the whole group will meet on Mondays, and then one subgroup will meet on Tuesdays and the other on Wednesdays. On Mondays, everybody will work on the same thing, obviously, all right? But sometimes on Tuesday and Wednesday sessions, will be different, okay? So I don't know, let's imagine that today, Monday, we work on a new topic, and I notice that group 1 is having problems with one thing, but group 2 is having problems with a different thing. So that means that Tuesday and Wednesday, maybe I'm gonna have different classes with them, all right? So that is the intention behind having you work into subgroups. Now, there might be some units where instead of 2 sessions, we have just 1 session. It is even possible that sometimes one subgroup will meet 2 times and the other just 1 time, okay? So it depends on a lot of factors. Moral or conclusion, always check WhatsApp announcements, okay? So I always try to announce everything on WhatsApp. Just like try to read and not ignore my WhatsApp messages, all right? Now, the subgroups for the start of the semester are organized as follows. And I must warn you that, this organization is going to change during the semester, okay? So for the first unit, this is organization. Maybe for the next unit, it will be different, okay? I still don't know. I will decide that as we advance. So Group A is going to be Diana, Fer, Arlette, Jaime, Katy, Marcello, Coco, Giselle, Diego, and Eddie. You are Group A. And Group B, for the first unit at least, is going to be Edu, Vicky, Kimi, Queen, Karen, Carlita, Maffer, Sul, Ingrid, and Ashley. All right? So please make note of which group you belong to. Are you in Group A or in Group B? Yes, check it. Check who is with you. If you don't remember, don't worry. This information is already in Google Classroom, so you can check it there later on today. Don't worry, but right now just try to remember, are you Group A or are you Group B? Okay? So in this case, remember the groups might change during the semester, but what's gonna be the mechanic? Group A is going to meet with me on Tuesdays. Group B is going to meet with me on Wednesdays. So I'll say it again. Everybody together on Mondays. Then on Tuesdays, I have classes with Group A. And on Wednesdays, I have classes with Group B. Are we clear? Questions, problems, or traumas?
No, teacher.
No,
Okay,
teacher.
thank you very much. Thank you, Hannah and Kimmy, all right? All right, cool, says Eddie with a little thumbs up. Okay, so that's the general idea. That's how we're gonna work for the first unit. Perhaps for unit number 2, we're gonna be moving back and forth between group A and group B, all right? So now, something else I must say is that the 20 of you are here based on the results of the 2 exams, but mostly because of the oral exam and the amount of extra information that you could give. Does that mean that you babies are perfect and you made no mistakes? No, certainly no. I mean, even I make mistakes sometimes, even me. I sounded very arrogant, but I'm sorry, all right? So we all make mistakes sometimes. But what I mean is that all of you have this capacity of giving extra information and using different things. And that's exactly what we are considering, okay? Now, something else that is important is that the 20 of you have like the technological conditions to be able to participate in class. So you have an internet connection, all right? So you can join the 2 classes every week. You have microphones so you can participate or you are willing to interact with your classmates, okay? If your conditions or if your situation changes, don't worry if you don't have an internet connection anymore because Telmex decided that it's not going to give you internet in your hometown anymore. Well, contact me. We have another option. You are group A and group B. There is another group. I'm sure you have noticed that there are some names missing here. We also have group C. Group C is going to focus not just on communicate, I mean, not just or exclusively on communication, but it's gonna focus really strongly on grammar, all right? So if anything happens with your internet connection or if I notice that you disappear from the classes, I am probably gonna move you to group C, okay? So, I mean, that's gonna be the mechanic this semester because as I said, since January, my intention is to like make the most out of your last semester. We only have what, 3, 4 months together left, and then after that, that's it. No more English classes. So let's take advantage of it. Okay, if we're gonna take advantage of some classes, it's because we are really willing to participate and communicate and interact. If we are not, well, we have other options for you. All right. Okay, babies, one more time, any questions, problems, traumas, comments? No? Are we clear? Do you remember already if you're in group A or group B? Remember, group A has classes with me on Tuesdays, group B has classes with me on Wednesdays, and that's gonna be the mechanic every week, except for this week. I'll give an announcement at the end of today's class, okay? But I mean, that's the general intention. Every week together on Mondays, then group A on Tuesdays and group B on Wednesdays. That's the mechanic so far, all right? Okay,
Teacher,
beautiful people. Yes, tell me.
the book is the same for this semester?
Yes, it is the same book. We still have like 5, 6 units left on that book that you're using, the online book. So we're gonna keep working on the same one. Okay. All right, Maffer. Yes, tell me.
Teacher, the we got the same topics in the same groups.
Yes. I mean, in A and B, yes, you are going to cover the same topics. We are going to cover the same topics together on Mondays, but depending on the necessities, the topics on Tuesday and Wednesday might be a little bit different. But in general, we are all going to follow the same units. All right. Now, for Evie, Diego, Ingrid, Ashley, and Giselle, you don't have the book yet. Yes, I know. Okay. We already contacted Cambridge University Press. By the way, let me tell you that Cambridge is a disaster, but don't worry. We already have practice in pressuring them for them to send you the book codes. As soon as they send me your book codes, I will give them to you and I will give you instructions to activate the online books. Okay. As a matter of fact, right now, not having the book is not a big problem because the first unit, I mean, we're gonna do for the next 3 weeks, which is March. Oh, remember that we have vacations at the end of March, real vacations. Well, I mean you, not me. I am gonna be checking thesis all my vacations because I have to work with my babies from Informe, so I'm gonna be checking their work during the vacations. But well, that's not the point. So we have vacations on the last week, yes, during the last week of March and the first week of April. All right. So these 3 weeks that we have before the vacations, we're gonna focus on reviewing, practicing. Actually, these first 3 weeks, we're gonna focus a lot on grammar. Why? Because that is the foundation for you guys to work on communication in April. All right. So don't worry if you don't have the book yet. I'm pretty sure that by April, when we restart, we will have them. Hopefully, let's cross our fingers. All right. Okay, babies. So any other question? Anybody else? No? No? That's it? No? Okay. So one more time, let me remind you, you can find this information over here. You know, it's this PDF that says Green Communication Skills. Okay, if you open it, you're gonna see everything again. It has 2 pages. On the second page is where you can find the groups, all right? Now, remember, these next 3 weeks, we're gonna be focusing on reviewing numbers 1 and 2 particularly, all right? So we're gonna start today with parts of speech, conjugation, sentences. That's exactly what we're gonna do right now. All right, so I have another document prepared over here and I'm gonna give you access to it, okay? You already know this mechanic, people who have worked with me often. You can be editors. Let me copy the link. Okay, very good. So I'm placing that link here in the chat. All right. So we have a general review. Okay. Yes, I mentioned parts of speech, and I was telling you, you know, parts of speech are like types of words, like different kinds of words that we use, not just in the English language, but also in Spanish. All right. So in English in particular, we consider 8 parts of speech, 8, right? 3, 6, yes, 8. Oof, oof, good. I still remember university. That's what I studied in university, all right? So yeah, we have 8 different parts of speech. In this case, parts of speech are nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, and conjunctions. This is new and we're gonna ignore it right now, okay? We're not gonna consider the last one right now. Okay, so what is the, sorry, those are my chihuahuas knocking on the door like, hey, you, son of this and that, open the door for me, but they have to wait now. Okay, so now this is what we're going to do. I already have an anonymous elephant online. Thank you, anonymous elephant. I need everybody to go to the document, okay? We're gonna try to work on this together. For the new people, if you're working on your laptop, you just click on the link and it's gonna send you to Google Docs. If you are working on your cell phone, you're probably gonna have to install Docs, which is the application from Google, all right? The majority of you should be able to access it because this is something we do every semester, all right? But anyways, all right, so here I have 2 questions. Well, not 2 questions, but here we have 2 columns, all right? We have the part of the speech, then we have the question, what is it? For example, a noun, what is a noun? Any ideas? Here is what I need you to help me, okay? So open your microphones, tell me in the chat, what is a noun? If you don't remember, you can Google it, eh? You're at home, don't worry, you can cheat, you can lie to me. You can Google it, but tell me, what's a noun? Okay, perhaps
It's a
you don't know what an,
characteristic
it's a characteristic.
to a thing.
No,
No.
Marcelo, I'm afraid no. That is an
The name or
adjective.
receives the name or receive the everything everything.
Everything? Okay.
The
The name.
name of receive the
Mhm.
everything.
Okay, I'm gonna change everything for something, okay? The name something receives, okay? And something can be an object, a place, an animal, a person, a place again, a person,
Thing.
an activity, well, not an activity, but like a hobby, for example, all right, etc. So examples, if a noun is the name something receives, I'll ask you, babies, beautiful babies, what can I show you? I have nothing interesting here today. How is that possible? Okay, what is this? What is the name for this object?
A pencil.
Thank you very much. So this is a pencil. That is an example of a noun. Another noun.
A
A
computer.
house, a car. Thank you, Eddie.
A
A
book.
computer, a book. All right, very good.
The dog, a dog.
Glasses, dogs, very good. Veracruz, Tlacotalpan, Frida bar. I don't know. I mean, door, window. Exactly. All right. Let's try to cover all the categories. Okay. So we have objects, we have places, we have animals because we added dog, cat, etc. All right. What about a person? Yes, London, but London disappeared, right? They already closed London. It has a different name now. I think someone told me. Okay, so what about a person? What are some nouns for people? For example, what are you and what am I?
A teacher.
Teacher,
Student.
student, sister, brother, boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, crush, all right? Crush, crush, by the way, crush originally is a verb. Crush, does anybody know what crush means? Crush is when you destroy something. I don't have anything I can crush right now.
How
Let's
broad?
feel it.
Break.
Like break, yeah, but there is a difference, okay? For example, here I just killed a tree for you, babies. For you, I just killed a tree. Okay, so crush would be like reducing something to nothing, okay? I just crushed this paper, all right? Something like that. But now,
In
yes,
much part?
wait, to something small. You reduce it to something small, okay? Crush. So, but crush originally was a verb, but now, thanks to your generation, it is also a, no, that's not true. It's not to your generation. It was invented by my generation. Millennials for the win. Crush is also a noun. When you say, oh, your crush is your platonic love. Exactly. Yes, very good. All right. Okay, good. So your crush, that is a person, a hobby. What could be a hobby? For example, a hobby is reading. Sleeping is a hobby for a bunch of you. Watching anime, which is one of my hobbies. New people, I'm sorry, don't judge me. Old people, you already know the teacher is an otaku, okay, etc. Running, okay, very good. So here, be careful because when I talk about these activities as nouns, I mean as things, yes, they are hobbies, but originally they are also verbs. So you have to be careful with that. So you see, this is the mechanic. We write a description for what the part of the speech represents, and then we write a bunch of examples. That's what we have to do right now, all right? So people who are connected, I have the anonymous ant eater, the camel, the crow, the bat, the dolphin, the elephant, and the shrew. Okay, everybody who is connected into the document, please help me complete this chart. What is a pronoun? What is a verb? Give me examples. What is an adjective, an adverb, a preposition, a conjunction? Come on, everybody working together. Go, go. Go, go. People who are not online yet, please remember to open the document. I'll give you the link again. Okay. All right, good, good. I'm gonna stop the recording for a little bit, okay? I'm gonna stop the recording while you do this because I'm gonna play music, all right? And if I don't stop the recording, YouTube nos multa, all right? So, a sec. And we're back. We are recording again. Okay, so together you were trying to complete this chart, okay, with information about parts of speech. So let's review together and let's make corrections if necessary. So for a noun, as a matter of fact, I think it was Sul in the chat. Sul, yes, it was Sul earlier today, in the chat. She said that a noun is what we also know as a substantive. And yes, the word substantive exists. So then, teacher, why don't we use it? Well, because we like to complicate your lives. Okay. So, but yeah, this would be like super similar to the word in Spanish. Okay. But yeah, those are nouns, the names for something, object, places, animals, people, hobbies, etc. Okay. And here we have a lot of examples. Something that I want you to notice in the examples is that, nouns, and that's something that you also have in Spanish, okay? We can have proper nouns and common nouns, all right? So proper nouns are the names of places and the names of people. For example, Millie, that's my name. It's a proper noun, all right? In English, nouns are also proper nouns are words like Sunday, Monday, Friday, the names of the week, okay? The names of the days of the week. So what is the characteristic that proper nouns have in common? The ones in blue, what do they have in common, babies?
Son nombres propios.
Yes, they are proper nouns. But what do they have in common? What characteristic do they have in common? They're Veracruz, Tlacotalpan, Frida, London, Millie, Sunday, Monday, Friday.
La
What do they have in common?
mayúscula.
Thank you very much. And what's the word for mayúscula in English? And my babies. What's the word for mayúscula? They start with a capital letter. Ah, yeah, of course, I already added it on the screen. Okay, thank you. So yes, they all start with capital letter. All right, why? Because they are proper nouns. In Spanish, we consider proper nouns just like the names of places and the names of people. The difference with English is that we also consider proper nouns, the names of the names of the days of the week, the months, all of those are proper nouns as well. So Friday, August, December, September, January, February, March, all of those are proper nouns as well. All right, so yes, proper nouns have something in common, which is the capital letter. The rest of the nouns, unless they are at the beginning of the sentence, they don't need to go with capital letter. It only happens for proper nouns. Okay, very good. Capital letter for proper nouns. Okay, excellent. Now, pronouns. So a pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. Okay, yeah, good definition, I guess. And here in your examples, we have me, I, he, him, you, she, his, it, they, them, us, we. Okay, yes. So in this case, if we want to classify them, first of all, we have subject pronouns. Subject pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, we, they, and you again. Object pronouns are me, you, him, her, it, us, them, and you. Extra choco point in this moment for the person who remembers the difference between subject pronouns and object pronouns. Hmm?
The subject is for a person and the object is for a thing of this person.
No. Good try, but no. There is another difference. I'm going to give you guys an example to see if someone can explain it to me. For example, if I write down the sentence, she loves him. Here I have she. She is a subject pronoun. Him is an object pronoun. Why? What's the difference?
be the objects are who receive the actions.
Kimi's on fire today. Yes, Kimi. Exactly.
Yes.
Object pronoun. Yes, yes. You can't believe it, right? But yes, you are on fire today, Kimi, all right? So yes, the object is the one that receives the action, okay? Opposed to the subject. The subject is the one that does the action. Okay, so let me say that again. All right, so subject pronouns do the action, object pronouns receive the action. So she loves him. The one who's actively feeling something in her heart is she. He's just receiving that love, okay, in a sense. So that's the general idea. One more time. Subject pronouns do the action, object pronouns receive the action. Very good. That's something that we had already checked. Okay, and besides subject and object pronouns, there are other kinds of pronouns. The other kinds of pronouns, give me a second, are possessive pronouns. Anybody who remembers the possessive pronouns? Mine,
Your,
yours, his, hers, its, ours, theirs, yours. Okay, exactly. Thank you very much. Sul was participating in the chat as well. Sul, I'm gonna give you a choco point. Okay, thank you very much. All right, so, and those are possessive pronouns. Of course, what they do is that they indicate possession, okay? So, for example, you see this silly pencil I was showing you before, it is mine. Okay, it's mine, it's my possession, all right? Okay, so yeah, pronouns. Okay, now, and in this case, we jump to verbs. You told me that a verb is the action that a person does. I would say that it's an action a person does or receives, because sometimes you don't do an action, you just receive it, okay? So, and that also takes us to something else that we checked like a year ago, which was active voice versus passive voice. Yeah, I know, memories of Vietnam, because that was very difficult for you back then. But yeah, I mean, it's important to mark here that you can do an action, but you can also receive an action, all right? All right, so in this case, your examples, baby, seriously, these were the examples, only 5 examples for verbs. Terrible, right? Play, dance, swim, read, sleep. Yes. Borrow, lend, forgive, cheat, chat. Oof, you know a bunch of verbs right now, okay? So as a matter of fact, let's test you, okay? How many verbs do you remember? Everybody in the chat, in Zoom, in this moment. I need everybody to copy at least 5 verbs they remember, but you have to pay attention to the chat. If someone else already copied the verb that you wanted, you have to think of a new verb, okay? So come on, everybody in the chat, give me examples of verbs. For example, me. Okay, there we go. Okay, you can use sing, catch, shave, smoke, write, show, visit, one, cook, arrive, read, love, listen to, cook, drive, and take. They are taken. Use different verbs. Drive, Carlita, I already included drive, a different verb. Hey, people in the chat, come on. It's super easy, it's verbs. Run, teach, fly, hit, and sing. Oh my God, for a second I misread hit. I was gonna say a bad word, okay? Thank you, Kimi. Eat, change, swim, like, sing, meet, buy, drink, lost, hurt, no es, Arlet, just hurt, run, fly, and feel. I think fly was already appeared before, yes. Wish, yes, of course, wish. Cut, put, Oh, I know, I know. I have a verb that's kind of new as well. Gaslight. Gaslight is also a verb. Do you know what
Swim,
gaslighting means?
swim, run, drive,
Yes, exactly. Wake up, drop. Yes, drop. Spill. Kiss.
fake,
Yes, super important. Kiss. Exactly. I mean, guys, honestly, if I ask you to make a list of verbs without checking Send Google right now, I am sure that you already remember a lot of verbs. Okay. Excellent job there. So let's keep going. Okay. Thank you. Jaime said ask, call, talk, cry. Oh my God. So dramatic, Jaime, as usual. So dramatic. Okay. All right. Thank you. So let's stop there. All right. Gaslight. No, gaslight is this new term that we use. Well, yeah, kind of manipulate, but more than that is like ignoring someone and making someone believe they are crazy, you know? So, yeah, in a sense, I guess it's connected to manipulation, but you Googled it. Ah, okay, good job. Yeah, gaslight is like, it's a popular word since like 2 years ago because it applies to psychology and things like those. Google the verb in more detail later, all right? Okay, excellent. Now let's move on to adjectives. So in this case, it says that adjectives are words or sentences that we use to describe something or someone. Exactly, okay? Beautiful, fun, generous, intelligent, tall, big, old, and little, all right? So those are just some examples, but like dramatic, perfect, marvelous, fantastic, awful, all of those are adjectives, okay? Adjectives that you already know. Patient, easygoing, laid back, etc., etc., etc. Egotistical, thank you, Queen. Vocabulary from last semester, thank you. Egotistical, stingy, yes, exactly. Very good, exactly. People, check the vocabulary from last semester, all right? Good, so I think that, I mean, easygoing, thank you, Jaime, all right, yes, easygoing, etc. All right, so, and I mean, believe it or not, words that are also adjectives are words like red, blue, green, yellow, pink, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Numbers are also adjective. But well, I'm not gonna add numbers into the mix right now because it's gonna make it confusing. Now, something that we have to remember about adjectives is that adjectives can be transformed, okay? And when they are transformed, they can turn into comparatives and superlatives. Who can tell me the difference between comparatives and superlatives? What is a comparative? What is a superlative? People. Oh my gosh, people. You're killing me. Come on. Babies. What is a comparative? What is a superlative? Think.
Your
Beautiful.
eyes are the blue or the sky. Comparative.
No, that wouldn't be a comparative. For it to be a comparative, yes, tell me. Ingrid?
Comparative isn't like when you say something like he's funniest than him or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. That would be a comparative. Okay, funnier than. And then a superlative would be the funniest. Okay. So, for example, my friend Lilian is the funniest person I know. She's super funny. All right. Okay, funnier than. For example, I can tell you that what can I tell you? I think that Jim Carrey is funnier than Adam Sandler. Don't kill me because I know I have hardcore Adam Sandler fans here. Please don't kill me. All right. Anyways, so that would be a comparative and the funniest would be a superlative. For example, in the sentence Diana was trying to build, since blue is a color, it's an adjective, sorry, I can also make a comparative with blue. I could say bluer. Oh, his eyes are bluer than the sky. Okay, which is, by the way, super dramatic to say, like extra romantic. So his eyes are more beautiful than the stars or something like that. I don't know. Crazy things like those that we say when we are in love with someone, all right? Okay, so bluer than, the bluest, more beautiful, the most beautiful, etc. And here what I need you to remember, because this is something that we have checked before, what I need you to remember is that we use comparatives when we compare two things, two people, two places, two. And we use superlatives when we compare three or more. Sul says, for example, longer and the longest. Exactly. All right. So I don't know. My skirt, I can't think of good examples today. I apologize. I have zero imagination right now. So, well, not my skirt because that would be super sexist, but like my hair is shorter than hers, or her hair is longer than mine. That is a comparative, okay? I don't know. We are not in a physical classroom right now, but I imagine, I'm going to invent. Maybe it's not true, but I'm going to invent. I think that Sul has the longest hair in the classroom. I think you do, Sul. I'm not sure anymore because I haven't seen you guys since last year, but I think Sul has the longest hair in all the group. I don't know. All right. So in this case, that's the thing with adjectives. They can transform and become comparatives or superlatives, something that we've already checked before. Then let's move on to adverbs, okay, as the next part of speech. Adverb here it says that it's a word or phrase that complements or modifies a verb, an adjective, or a word group and express a relation of place and time. But I would say also manner. Manner in Spanish means modo. That's what adverbs indicate. Manner, place, or time. Okay, Diana, sorry, I'm going to make a parenthesis here because Diana has a very good comparative in the chat. Okay, I don't know if everybody can read Diana's example in the chat. It's very good. Okay, Jaime, the only thing missing here, Diana, is the verb. Look, Jaime is as strong as iron. Oh my gosh, okay. So is as strong as iron. It is a comparative, but what is the difference with this comparative, Diana? Then when you say as plus adjective plus as, you are indicating that they are equal, okay? So Jaime is as strong as Superman. So Superman, Jaime, same level, okay? There is no superiority in that sense, okay? So they are the same, but yes, it's another form of comparison, all right? So good example, thank you. Okay, so going back to adverbs, yes, adverbs modify verbs in particular. They can also modify adjectives. Okay, we're gonna look into that over the semester, during the semester. But in general, some examples of adverbs that I included because nobody was using examples here yet. Lovingly, patiently, quickly, badly, beautifully, calmly, impatiently, etc. All right. When they are manner adverbs, as I was saying, manner means model. Manner adverbs, they tell you how something is happening. Oh, she sang beautifully in the school concert. I don't know, whatever. I'm sorry again, I don't have any imagination today. All right. So, but like, okay, he waited patiently for her. So patiently is describing how he waited for her. He waited patiently by the door, right? Or I don't know, something like that. He returned quickly. All right. That means that the action of returning is something he did quickly. All right. Badly, Millie sang badly, awfully at the karaoke, but she didn't care, which is something that would be real about me. Okay. Beautifully, which would be also like, he recited the poem beautifully, something like that. Okay. Calmly, she
Fastly,
calmly explained to him. What, baby? Badly?
fastly.
Yes. No, because that is an exception. Fastly doesn't exist. Fast stays fast.
He's
Se queda como el
faster.
adjetivo, fast. Faster would be a comparative, and that's an adjective. Here is an adverb. The adverb for fast is fast. Se queda igual. Vale. All right, etc. But there are other adverbs. The majority of them end in ly. So for example, wonderfully,
Happily, creo que era.
happily, like they lived happily ever after. When we say they lived happily ever after, happily describes how they lived. So it is describing the action. Very good. That is the idea, right? The majority of them finish with ly. Okay? So adverbs, there we go. Let's move on. Now, prepositions. Well, prepositions indicate relations between words. For example, if I tell you, the tall boy in the classroom. So in the classroom, not just any tall boy, but which tall boy? The boy in the classroom. The tall boy at the party, not the boy in the classroom anymore. We're talking about a different boy who was at a party. So that is the function of prepositions, to indicate relation. Okay, for example, over here I have, you cannot see them. I'm gonna try to move my camera, but I don't think you can see them. Well, I have a bunch of pencils here, all right? Oh, a bunch, it's only like 3, but anyways. Okay, so I can say the pencil in the cup, okay? Or the pencil in the pencil holder. In is the preposition, it's indicating that relation. The pencil, but which one? The one that's in the pencil holder, okay? The pencil on the desk is the one that is on the desk. So that is the function of prepositions, okay? It was a very silly example. Again, excuse me, my imagination is not the best today, but you get the idea. So over here are some prepositions in, to, about, sorry, I can't read, after, before, by, in, it's repeated, on, during, to, at. Okay, yeah, exactly. Those are prepositions. And then when we say conjunctions, conjunctions are words that are used to connect sentences or ideas, okay? So for example, here, what? No, I think it's more that, even, if, or, and, so, for, to, since, yet, but, them. Okay, so the basic ones, and, but, and so, and because. All right, so he went downstairs and made himself a sandwich because he was hungry. Two conjunctions there. He went downstairs and made himself a sandwich because he was hungry, because it's indicating the reason. So all of these are conjunctions that you have checked before, all right? So, you know, I prefer to have friends that are honest with me, who are honest with me, okay? So even if you stop loving me, I will continue loving you, because dramatic movies, all right? So if I had $1 million, I would buy a really big house in Punta Tiburon here in Veracruz, because why not? All right. Or do you want to stay home, or do you want to go to the movies with me? All right. And needs no explanation. So, all right. So he made me really angry, so I insulted him. It's a consequence. It's a reaction. All right. For. Well, this for that is hitting conjunctions is similar to because, by the way. So he decided to ask her out because he liked her. So he decided to ask her out for he liked her. They are interchangeable, for and because, in this sense. To, since, yet, but, them, etc. All right. I know in this case not them, but then. All right. So you already know these words. You see how much you know. I mean, we have been covering this for an hour now, and we keep getting more and more ideas, because all of these are things that you have checked in the past. Okay. Now, something new, something you haven't checked before, but it's super silly and super simple, and you're gonna master it in a minute. The last part of a speech is something that we probably haven't covered properly in class, but it's part of language and communication. If you just pay attention to movies and sometimes even songs, you're gonna find a lot of examples for this, okay? Especially in movies or TV, all right? So interjections. So interjections, which is very funny to pronounce, are words or phrases that denote emotions, all right? So emotions, you know, like feeling happy, worried, intrigued, etc. And they are these particles, these little expressions like huh? Yikes. Hey, no, no is an interjection, by the way. Yes can also be an interjection. Any other ideas? Do you know what I mean by interjections? Like ew. They are not really words that have meaning. It's more how you say them. Wow. Thank you very much, Vicky. Wow. All right. Exactly. So these ones are interjections. Okay. My favorite one, the one I always make you use. Really? Really is an interjection. Okay. Oh my
Oh my
God.
God.
Yeah. It can be OMG. OMG. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Excuse me. All right. No, that's going too far. All right. Good. So exactly, you know, so in this case, these are interjections. All right. Now, they are new, but not really because we also use them in Spanish. The only difference is that they change a little bit in English. For example, in Spanish, we when we want to show that we need time to think, we say este, con este, we gain time to think, okay? In English, we are not gonna say este, but we can say, mm,
Teacher,
yes, tell me.
what is yikes? Yikes.
Yikes, yikes. It's like ew. It's similar to ew.
Ah, okay.
Yikes.
Thank you.
Ugh. All right, very good. Yikes. By the way, yikes is something that we can use, just like in Spanish, that we can use when we are literally disgusted by something, or when we want to express something like, I'm sorry for you. Ouch. All right. Ouch for you, not for me, but ouch. Yikes. Oh, guess what happened to me? I had a terrible mini vacation. During the mini vacation, my girlfriend broke up with me and she started going out with my best friend. Yikes. Okay, yikes, not because you literally, but it's like, I'm so sorry for you, all right? So exactly, yes. So those are interjections, all right? So in this case, babies, you have to be super, extremely, duper careful with interjections because they definitely make you sound more natural when you speak, okay? So again, interjections are gonna be especially important this semester. People who are going to take the Exaver exam, you know who you are. Try to incorporate interjections when you speak because they make you sound more natural. I mean, like less robotic in a sense, okay? We are always using interjections. So, and that's why I'm always trying to force you to use really to keep a conversation going. Really, and then you give your information. Really, and then you ask an extra question. It's like basic, all right? Okay, there are a bunch of interjections. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you some of them. All right, give me a sec. Give me a sec. Interjections, okay? Let's watch a short video. I have to stop the recording because otherwise YouTube is gonna penalize me, but let's begin again. There we go, we are recording again. And tell me, what conclusion did you reach? What's the difference between a phrase and a sentence? Did you reach any conclusions?
Yeah.
Okay, good option, Eddie. I actually like it. Okay, for example, Eddie says, oh, sorry, wait.
Phrases
Eddie says, tell me.
are
Tell me.
expression for the people, and
Uh-huh.
sentence is uh, information more complete with
Teacher,
pronoun,
Yes,
verb,
tell me.
and complement.
Okay. Yes, who said teacher?
yo.
Okay, tell me.
Phrase, phrases are groups or words.
Phrases are groups of words. Okay.
Um,
Giselle says sentences are more explicit. Okay. Anything else? Don't tell me examples yet. I just want the general difference. Okay, what I can tell you from this information that you gave me is that, yeah, you have the general idea. If you ask me to define the difference, I would tell you, this is what Millie would say. Millie would say, okay, what I would say is that both of them, phrases and sentences, both of them are groups of words, because that's the reality. I mean, both of them are groups of words. A phrase is a group of words, a sentence is a group of words. The main difference is that sentences express complete ideas and phrases don't. All right. So another distinction is that sometimes, but just sometimes, phrases don't have a verb. You know what Eddie said, phrases don't have a verb? Yeah, sometimes they don't have a verb. Sometimes what happens is that they have a verb, but they don't have a subject. Okay, so that's why they are incomplete. Sometimes it's the verb, sometimes it's the subject. In general, you already know this because, oh my God, we have repeated it a million times before. One of the conditions for a sentence is that it needs to have a subject and a complement. If we speak like at a macro level, a subject and a complement, of course, a subject can be something as simple as I teach English, all right? All right, but it could also be something as my mom watches Korean dramas every day, all day long, okay? So here the thing is that a sentence is a complete idea, but it doesn't have to do with how many words it has. A sentence can be very short and still be a complete idea, like I teach English. The subject is I. In the complement, of course, we have a verb. Well, more than a complement, I'm going to name this a predicate, para que hablemos en los términos que ustedes algún día estarán hablando en su aula, dependiendo del grado que les toque, okay? So in this case, in this subject in particular, I have a pronoun, I, then I have a verb, and they have a noun, and this noun is the complement. So I have three different parts of speech, and with those parts of speech, I have a subject and a predicate, okay? So in the second example, my mom, if I analyze this subject doesn't have a pronoun. It has a possessive adjective, and then it has a noun, but my mom is the person. That's the point, okay? The person, the verb is watches, and then I have Korean dramas every day, all day long. Because in this case, I'm not just saying what my mom watches. I'm also saying that she watches that every day, all day long. My mom is obsessed. My mom is a Korean drama monster. She watches a lot of dramas, okay? So you see, sentences, no matter how many words they involve, give you a complete idea. For something to be a complete idea, it needs to have a subject and a predicate, okay? Yes or no? The thing with phrases is that sometimes phrases only have the subject, sometimes they only have the predicate, okay? So that's why they are not complete. And that's something that you need to keep in mind. And now I'm going to make a parenthesis in Spanish. Esto es algo muy importante porque luego de repente me toca leer y vamos a hablar de lo que van a hacer los simotoas a partir de este semestre, ¿no? De repente está uno muy tranquilo de la vida leyendo un informe, una tesis, un reporte de portafolio o lo que sea, porque luego nos toca leer de todo un poco. Y nos damos cuenta que al escribir en español, de repente lo que queremos poner es frases, frase, coma, frase, coma, frase, coma, frase, coma, y no estamos diciendo nada. O a veces lo que tenemos es que tenemos una idea que ya está completa, pero no la enmarcamos como es debido. Para enmarcar una idea siempre tiene que terminar con un punto, sino que tenemos ya una idea completa y le ponemos una coma y tenemos otra frase y una coma y luego otra idea completa y una coma y entonces se vuelve imposible de leer realmente el texto. Eso es algo que nos pasa en los dos idiomas. Aquí lo vamos a atacar desde inglés, ¿ok? Esperando que lo tomen en cuenta también cuando estén escribiendo algo como lo que van a empezar a escribir este semestre. Estoy muy emocionada por ustedes, por cierto. Anyways, all right, so conclusion. Phrases and sentences, they are groups of words. Phrases are not complete ideas. Sentences are complete ideas. Sometimes they are short, sometimes they are longer. And to make them, we need a combination of parts of speech, okay? So you see, I mean, this is a kind of analysis that we are not gonna get really into. We are not gonna go deeper into this, but we could analyze every single thing that we say, okay? So in this case, moving on to the last part of today's session, because wow, we have worked a lot today, all right? So this is the last thing we're gonna cover or give an introduction to today. Okay, we already know that we have 7 parts of speech. We already know the difference between a phrase and a sentence. Now, what is the difference between a conjugation and a tense? Because that's something else that appeared here in the PDF, okay? It says that we can integrate the parts of speech and conjugate the verbs to form tenses. So what is the difference between a conjugation and a tense? Any idea? What do you think of when you listen to the word conjugation? What is a conjugation?
A conjugation is only for the verbs.
Thank you very much. Conjugations are something that happen only to the verbs. For example, let's take, tell me.
Eat,
Swim,
ate, eating.
Okay, eat, ate, eaten. Okay, for example, if we have swim, okay, swim is the base form of the verb. Swim,
swam,
swam. Oh, but before
swam,
swam, swimming, swam, swum. Okay, and that's it. There are no more conjugations to this verb, okay? An additional example, let's use a regular verb. Who can tell me a regular verb? Let's get romantic, okay? Can we use kiss? Yes, thank you. Kiss as the normal form of the verb, okay? Kissing,
Kissing.
kissed, and kissed, okay? Very good. Exactly, so those are the possible conjugations for the verb. Now, the conjugations alone can have different uses. For example, when I say swim, just the verb swim, I can probably use that conjugation in combination with other elements to talk about the routine. You already know that. When I say swimming, I can use it in a combination to talk about something that is happening right now in the present continuous, but that is the tense, not the conjugation. Swimming with ing, it can represent a hobby, all right? It can also represent an adjective. The boy swimming in the pool. The boy swimming in the pool, I'm using swimming. Instead of saying the boy is swimming in the pool, which would mean the boy is swimming in this moment, if I just say the boy is swimming in the pool, I'm using swimming as an adjective to give a description of this person. The girl wearing jeans. Okay, the girl wearing jeans is my best friend Laura. Okay, for example. And let me show you a practical example. I need a photo. Give me a second. Okay, let's take this photo. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Here, this one. Let me clean it because it's a little bit dusty. Okay, you can see these 2 people over here, right, in the photo. So, of course, this is my mom, and the person standing next to my mom, that was my father, okay? Was because he passed away many years ago. So, another way of describing him is, the man hugging my mother was my father. The man hugging my mother in the picture was my father. What would be the use of this if I try to show this picture to someone who knows my mother in the present, and of course they see the photo and they say, ah, this is your mother when she was younger, but they don't know the other person because perhaps they never met my father. Also, you know, the person standing next to her, that was my father. So in this case, standing, wearing, swimming, talking, sitting, etc. with ing can work as an adjective to give that kind of description. All right. If I show you a picture of, I don't know, 5 different celebrities on a red carpet event because they are going to the Oscars, the Grammys, or wherever you want to send them, okay? And let's imagine that I'm showing this picture to my mom who has no idea who is who. I could use an adjective with ing to describe the person I want to show her. Oh, you know, the man wearing the black tuxedo is Henry Cavill. I don't know, whatever, it's just an example. So swimming, smoking, drinking Coke, watching TV, they can be hobbies, okay? But they can also be adjectives. And then swam, well, this one, the verb in past is obviously always gonna represent past. But then sometimes swim is not a good example, but the verbs in past participle, they can also be adjectives. Okay, the girl kissed by the prince became the queen or something crazy like that, okay? So kissed by the prince is like the description I'm giving on her, which is like very silly and sexist again, but sorry, no imagination today. So again, kiss could be for a routine. Kissing with ing could be for a hobby. Or like, oh yes, you know, kissing strangers is Perenganito's hobby. That would be very crazy, don't you think? Oh no, I have internet connection problems. Damn it. Okay, well, here it goes again. So this could be for a hobby. You know, Prenganito loves kissing strangers. Oh my God, what a weird hobby. Who would kiss a stranger? But maybe that's his hobby. We don't know, all right? But it could also be an adjective, all right? So, oh, you know, the woman kissing the babies on their foreheads is their mother. So we're using it to describe something. And then kiss is, of course, gonna refer to the past, okay? So different conjugations can have other uses besides just representing past, present, and future. As I was indicating here, sometimes they represent hobbies, sometimes they represent adjectives. All right? Okay. So now let's talk about tenses. Maffer told me that conjugations are only for the verb. What about tenses? What is a tense? Babies. You already fell asleep.
I swim. I swim. She swim.
I swim, she swims, he swims, we all swim. Okay, all right. I swim with my friends on weekends. Let's give something more complete, okay? I swim with my friends on weekends. Yes, this is an example, but at the end, the conjugation here is the simple present. Sorry, the tense is the simple present. What is the use to talk about routines, all right? Another tense besides the simple present. What tense can I get from the ing?
Present perfect.
I am, no, not present perfect. I am,
Taking class right now.
okay, no more swimming, just taking class right now. Perfect, thank you very much. I am taking class right now, all right? In this case, this is what we call the present continuous, all right? And it is used to talk about something that is happening right now or something that is temporary. Temporary, like, you know, we are taking classes online. We have been taking classes online for a year, but it's temporary, it's not permanent. Someday we are going to return to the classroom. Well, someday I am going to return to the NG classroom. You babies, I'm not so sure anymore. Maybe you're gonna graduate online. I don't know, all right? Okay, anyway, so something temporary, something that's happening right now, or something that is a future activity. Because If I eliminate right now and I say, you know, I'm taking classes tomorrow afternoon, then it is future. So it can have like different uses. I'm taking class right now. I'm taking classes online this semester. I'm taking classes tomorrow. That's future. So it could be right now, temporary, or future activities. Okay, what about swam? Or what about the past? What tense can we get from that?
I swam.
Otra vez swam?
in-
Okay, swam. I swam.
sí.
Yes, swam. We already have it here. I swam.
With my family in the river. Hi. ¿Sí, no?
Okay. In the river with my family. Okay. I swam in the river with my family. This is the simple past. Okay. All right. So, specific event in the past. All right. Now, a conjugation with swum. Swum. Or any other verb in past participle. Give me any verb in past participle that you want. Eaten, loved, traveled, stolen, broken. Whatever verb you
Teacher,
want. Yes.
I can use hat.
In a second. First, tell me a verb. But yes, Maffer, that we are going in the right direction. Very good.
Yesterday I have traveled.
Yesterday, I traveled. That's simple past.
I
Yesterday, I traveled.
have traveled.
Or
Okay, but if you say yesterday, there is no point in saying I have traveled. For example, I can say I have traveled to Cancun a couple of times. When? I'm not mentioning that. And in this case, this is the present perfect. And it is used to talk about experiences in general. All right, a general experience, something that I have or I haven't done. Another example with present perfect. I have never swum in the Pacific. You know, in the Pacific, on the other side of the country or anything. You know, I have swum here in the Gulf of Mexico. All right, or in the Caribbean, but I have never swum in the Pacific, which is the other side. I have never been to Mazatlan to swim or anything. All right, and when I go to California, we never go to the beach. So another example. I have. Give me something original. Tell me how many people have you kissed in your life? Come on, spill the tea. Tell me a number. Just tell me any number. 1,000. Okay, perfect. I have kissed 1,000 people in my life. Well, that's a lot of kisses for different people, all right? So when we use the present perfect, we're talking about experiences in general. Now, Maffer was asking me if we can use have. And yes, we can. For example, I have just left the house when you arrived. Okay? But what's the difference here, people, and especially Maffer? I cannot use only the past perfect. I need to make a combination with the past perfect and what? Here I have the past perfect. I had just left the house and I am making a combination with what?
simple past.
With simple past, exactly. And we use this combination to order events in the past, okay? Good. Now, let's go back to the normal conjugation of a verb, okay? I swim with my friends on weekends, a routine in simple present. Another possibility that I can do with just the normal verb. I'm going to fly to, where do you want to fly to? Give me ideas. I'm going to fly to Miami with my friends next year. I don't know. Maybe you want to do that. I don't like Miami personally. Hate it. Okay, so I'm going to fly to Miami with my friends next year. What is this? It's not present anymore. It's not simple present. What is it?
Present continuo.
It's future. No, it's going to for future. Okay?
The
And in this case, we are talking about plans. All right? I'm going to fly to Miami with my friends next year. I am going to stop paying rent next month. Hopefully. I don't want to continue paying the rent anymore. What should I do, babies? Should I continue paying rent? I don't know. All right? Okay, another possible tense. Another possible tense. I used to,
Teacher,
yes, tell me.
ayer estaba hablando con mi hermana sobre el going to y
Ujú.
me dijo que si se utiliza, por ejemplo, cuando quieres ir a la alberca, dices I'm going to go to the pool o I'm going to pool o to the, perdón.
You can use any of those two because as you can see here, if you say I'm going to the pool, I'm going to the pool, that is the present continuous. I'm going to the pool tomorrow, and it can represent a future activity. Okay, activity, there we go. So, or you can say I am going to go to the pool tomorrow because it represents a plan. Yes?
Okay, teacher,
So
thank you.
you can use any of the two. As a matter of fact, the difference is bigger than that because to be honest, you are supposed to use going to for the general plan, but that's something that we haven't checked yet, but it's like a spoiler. So going to is for general plans. Oh, you know what? I am going to see my friends tomorrow. That's the general plan. For the specific details, we are having dinner in a nice restaurant at 7 p.m. and then we are going back home and we are having drinks together. All right. Those are the specifics. So for the super specific plan, we usually tend to use the present continuous. For the general plan, we focus on going to. The reality is that when you say an example like go to the pool, you can use any of them. You know, I'm going to go to the pool tomorrow. I'm going to the pool tomorrow. Pretty much the same thing. Okay?
Yes, teacher.
Perfect. Another use that the verb in the normal conjugation has, for example, I used to listen to music in French in university. That was me. I used to listen to music in French all the time. So used to for past routines. So this represents a routine in past that's not true anymore. Okay, something that was true in the past but it's not true anymore. Right now I don't listen to music in French that often. When I was in university, I was studying French, so I used to listen to music in French every day. Now I only listen to music in French once or twice a month, perhaps, okay? I listen to music in English all of the time. Okay, so that's the general idea, okay? These are some of the tenses that you know. Here I'm gonna mark this in colors so that this looks more beautiful. I'm probably not gonna do this right now because it's gonna take me some time, but I'm gonna mark colors here before I upload it to Google Classroom, all right? So again, some of the tenses that we have over here are the simple present for routines, going to for future plans, used to for past routines, a routine in the past that's not true anymore. Y aquí como que me estoy comiendo una, ya que puse going to, ¿qué otra cosa usamos para futuro?
Will?
Will. But what is the condition with will? Will is something that needs a certain expression.
To.
To? No.
um,
Give me a
Be.
sentence with will.
Will.
Maybe. Thank you. Maybe I think. Thank you. Maybe I will go to Disneyland in 2022. Okay. if the pandemic is over, maybe I will go to Disneyland in 2022. So in this case, this is a future possibility, all right? Okay, future possibility. So in this case, this is what we are using. And of course, this is future with will. Another use of will, because will has many uses and we are about to stop because class is almost over. Another use of will is when we say things in a restaurant because we are making a spontaneous decision. So I will, or I'll have a glass of water, please. Oh, don't worry, I'll help you. So in this case, we're using will for decisions, but we use it specifically for spontaneous decisions, not just for any decision. When we make a decision, we usually use going to because we say, hey, I decided this, I am going to change my life, okay? I am going to move to Canada and I am going to find a really nice boyfriend. I don't know. Decisions tend to be said in future with going to. But when the decision is spontaneous, when you didn't have time to think it, when it's more like an instinctive reaction, we use will. All right, so that's something else that you should remember. Now, to be honest, this is a bunch of information here today and my computer is slow. I wonder why. Okay, this is a bunch of information today. This is what we are going to do. Today we had the introductory session. I told you what's the mechanic for working and everything. This week, you have to work on studying this material. Okay, this material that we have here, these 3 pages, 2 pages that we have on Google Docs is something that you're going to have to study. To be honest, we are still missing some elements here, but we'll check them next class. Now, good news. I hope it makes you happy. Tuesday and Wednesday, we are not having classes this week, okay? I'll see you again next Monday. What you're gonna do this week is you're gonna study this independently and you're gonna answer some grammar exercises that I'm gonna send you. Now, the exercises that I send you are gonna be focused on 1, parts of speech, 2, the difference between phrases and sentences, and 3, the tenses that I am including here in this table, okay? So that's what we're gonna do this week. I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna let you organize yourselves because I know that you're starting classes with all of the other teachers, and I will see you again next Monday. Next Monday when we meet, to be honest, I expect that you have had the chance to study this for a little bit, okay? And what else? We're gonna continue reinforcing this information. Questions, problems, or traumas? I'm gonna stop recording, by the way. But questions, problems, or traumas?